Hello, I'm in the center of Warsaw right at the moment. I haven't been here for a very long time. Now, I moved to Warsaw in the summer of 1998. I left in the summer of 2012 definitively, although in that time I did actually spend time in other countries. For example, I did spend a year in the United Kingdom. Now, this is my first proper visit pre-COVID. I did drive through the city in 2020, but I didn't even stop. And in 2022, I had an hour here because I got a train from Rybnik to Warsaw, and then I had to change here at an hour and 20 minutes, so I allowed myself an hour's walk. Anyway, I'll show you some of the things which are here. Now, looking down this road down there, very first McDonald's in Poland was down. You can't quite see it because it's obscured by where the trees are, but that was opened, I think it was in 1992. And of course it was hugely popular, and when it closed it obviously got a fair bit of publicity. It closed because it was something to do with the real estate. It wasn't that McDonald's was pulling out or thought it was surplus to requirements or anything of that nature. Now, I was in Moscow in October 92, and I saw these huge queues outside the Moscow McDonald's, which is something, and the service in there was utterly incredible. I mean, really very, very good. Not at all what you'd expect in a country which only very recently had been communist. Anyway, here we have, coming around here, we've got this building here. Now, this is the Palace of Culture. It was put up by Stalin in, literally, well, not quite, he didn't do the work, but it was 1953. Apparently, Stalin offered Warsaw either one of these buildings or an underground system, and somebody chose one of these buildings. Not only that, it was meant to be a gift, but the way it worked out, it seems that the Polish state actually contributed to it so much that the Soviet Union actually made a profit. I was just thinking now that I remember when I had a sign on the side that said Mam 50 lat, that's to say I'm 50 years old. Well, that would have been in 2003, so that was some time ago now. So it could have a sign up before long saying I'm 75 years old, and by the time I get this published, it probably will be that. Now, what I remember of this, because I knew I had friends who had built offices in there. I might even tell you one or two of the stories of my business experience in other videos. But there was in there you couldn't, the cellular phones didn't work. I suspect it's no longer the case, but it was dreadful trying to get a signal in the offices in the interior of the building. Now, during the 2012 Euros, so it was hosted in Poland and Ukraine. Now, that is the #1 sporting experience of my life. I mean, the football was hopeless. I mean, there's nothing that stands out in my mind at all from the football. But what does stand out in my mind was the atmosphere, particularly during the league stages. And there was one night in particular, 12th of June 2012, Russia v Poland. That was a fantastic atmosphere, and it was thought there was going to be all sorts of fights and things, but there wasn't. Well, sorry, there was, but I didn't witness them. And it was a great occasion. Anyway, that was before the Russian aggression against Ukraine, which sort of spoiled everything. Anyway, during that event, there was a UEFA logo on this building. Now, I was making videos by then, and I had one video, and UEFA put in a claim on YouTube that it was their property. And what I'd done was I'd actually filmed their logo, and UEFA claimed it. And so obviously, I think I took the video down, to be quite honest, because that's how my attitude is. But I knew the mayor of Warsaw, and I said to her, "Can I speak to your legal person?" And anyway, and he was there, and so I knew it because I saw it at an event, and so I went to him and I told him what had happened, and he said he was so sorry. There's absolutely nothing that they could do about it. It's just the terms that UEFA had insisted on, and it was up to them. So if they put up the UEFA's kind enough to allow the city of Warsaw to put up its logo, it claims all rights to anything which was filmed as a result of that logo. And now when we talk of the corruption of FIFA, of course, of which UEFA is a member, that's the sort of thing, obviously that's not corruption, they have the right to do that, but it shows the power that they've got, and power of course does lead to corruption, which we have seen. Right, so I've got this building here now. That is the Intercontinental Hotel, and see, it's got this stalk there, and apparently that stalk was put there not to deny light rights to this housing block which is behind it, and so they had to put that extremely expensive stalk, forego all of those rooms, or they may have even been apartments, because they do have long-term apartments in there as well, serviced apartments. All of that had to be foregone so that these people wouldn't lose their light. Now a more sensible solution you might have thought was, why didn't you just buy everybody else who was in that building out? But bear in mind, when it takes one person to say no, then nobody gets the cash to move. But that, I think, would have been a far better example. Now this has been a symbol of the Warsaw skyline for so many years. I was at the press conference when it was announced it was going to be built. I then had a business publication, and so in the press conference held in Cannes during the MIPIM trade fair, so I think that had been 2001 probably, or 2000, I can't remember now. But anyway, the joke that was made at the press conference that there's going to be a health club on the top floor, which you can more or less see, and anybody who really wants to get fit will run up the stairs. Now when the building was topped out, that's the roof was put on it, Zbigniew Brzezinski, who you might remember from Jimmy Carter's days, those of you old enough, he came, and so it was only about 40 of us or so there, mainly people from press, and that was quite an experience actually. I didn't get any photographs of him as far as I'm aware. And then we have this building here. You know what? I've forgotten the name of this thing here, but again, I remember when it was put up. It was put up before the Intercontinental Hotel. It was the place to be for if you had a posh firm. And I suppose it still is, though. I mean, the building now is approaching 25 years old, so it's getting on a little bit. And the building after that, well, that's a... oh, I think that Rondo NZ, I think that's called, I can't remember now, but that largely, since I left the publishing world, since I know that was built afterwards. Although I've got video in there from about 2007, I think it was, I filmed what it was looking like. And as you look down there, okay, newer buildings as well. So there's a bit of the real estate history of Warsaw, and so that brings back memories for me, and so I hope you found that interesting. And if you're sort of my age and you were here in the 1990s, then you may well do so. But for the moment, for me here in Warsaw, there's a Koalicja Obywatelska. There's going to be elections here, so it's elections for Europe, and so this is this lady's voting car, and I would be voting for that party if I had a vote, because I do remember the corruption that existed under the former government. I might do a video on that sometime in the future, or I might not, let's see, because some of these characters are pretty dodgy and I don't want anything dodgy to happen to me. Anyway, thanks for watching, and all the best from me in Warsaw.